I like to be propped up on a bolster or a block. It's just a little kinder to my low back, but you can take whatever you need to give yourself lots of availability and lots of space in this seat. We'll stack our shoulders right over our hips and zip our belly button up tight, and then maybe take a couple moments to roll shoulder heads up, down, and back. Let your elbows hang heavy by your sides. Let your eyes soften. And just give yourself a big breath in through your nose. And maybe let it all go on a sigh. If that felt good, you can do it again. And then we'll seal our lips. And just come back to your breath. Maybe feel that little bit of vibration in your sinuses, in your throat. Feel the coolness at the tip of your nose as you breathe in. And the warmth over your top lip as you breathe out. Feel your ears get a little taller to the ceiling. And feel your root tap into the earth just a little deeper. And as we find this seat, find our breath, find the parts of ourselves that are arriving here on the mat and here in our space, I want to share with you one of the quotes that I was really drawn to from our book. It says, if you concentrate always on the present, you'll be a happy man. Life will be a party for you, a grand festival, because life is the moment we are living in right now. So in an effort to find a little more presence for ourselves, we're going to work through some present moment sensory input. So starting first with our sense of touch or of physical feeling, take a moment to notice the parts of yourself that are touching the mat, touching the floor, touching your props. And notice what the weight of yourself feels like. Notice the physical sensation, the texture, the firmness. Notice the way your clothes feel against your skin. Notice their warmth. Notice if there's any breeze across your face or hair tickling your neck. Notice the temperature of the room around you. And anything else that we might be physically touching. Can you take in that awareness, that input? And begin to notice the things that we can hear in this space, in this moment. Maybe it's simply the sound of my voice, or maybe you also have music playing, or family in the other room. Maybe there's cars driving by on the street, or the clicking of an air conditioning or a fan. Can you allow your ears to search for the furthest possible sound you can hear? Is there a bird outside your window, or are the crickets starting to chirp? And then we'll come to our sense of smell. Seeing what we can find in this space. Do you have incense or a candle burning? Is dinner on the stove? Can you smell the laundry detergent on your clothes still? Or the shampoo in your hair? Just like with our hearing, can we allow our nose to search out the furthest possible scent? We'll tune in to our sense of taste. I know you're not eating or drinking right now, but you still might have a little residual sip of tea or bite of chocolate on your tongue. Can you become so aware, so in tune with the nuances of the tastes inside your own mouth? And even without opening our eyes, can we tap into our sense of sight? Can you see the darkness behind your eyelids? And can you notice if it really is just a jet black void, or if there's texture or color or light? Is there a gradient or is there variation? After collecting all of that data, all of that awareness, we'll bring our breath back to our belly. Inhale, let it expand wide like a balloon. Exhale, let it cinch up tight like a corset. Take 3 more breaths like that. Each inhale a little bigger than the one before. Each exhale a little slower than the previous. And then on your next inhale breath, sweep fingertips out and overhead towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms touch, thumbs find your heart. Take just that 2 more times. Inhale out and overhead. Exhale through that center line. Once more, inhale to reach. Exhale, pull it through the middle. Let your chin bow into your chest. And maybe take a small moment here just to listen to your heart. Maybe that's literal. You can hear your heartbeat or feel your heartbeat. Maybe it's a little more figurative, a little more imaginative, and our heart has something to say to us, something to ask of us, some wisdom to impart. And I invite you, as we begin to move through this practice and also into our discussion, that you allow your mind's eye, that you allow your sensory awareness to maintain that connection to your heart, to continue to listen, to feel, to become in tune with. We'll allow palms to drop back down to our lap and start to take some slow and easy neck rolls. They can be big or little, they can be quick or slow. If you find a spot that needs a little extra love, maybe hang out right there. And if you haven't yet, switch directions. And then from here, in your own time, we're not in any rush this evening, we'll start to travel towards a tabletop. And if you feel like your neck needs a little more love, hang out for another moment. If you're ready to get out of your seat, place your hands forward, roll over your shins, release your props, and begin to find yourself on hands and knees. You could start by rocking your hip creases right and left, allowing for a little lateral motion. Maybe that turns into a big C curve, looking over one shoulder, trying to find your opposite heel. And then when it feels right, we can turn that into a traditional cat-cow. Inhale, letting belly drop, heart rise. Exhale, round your spine, scooping it under, look back between your knees. Take a few more of these guys on your own. Inhale, strong and proud from pubic bone to chin. Exhale, find that space from tailbone to crown. Give yourself 3 or 4 more rounds. And you can maintain this cat-cow if it feels good, or if you'd like to take some hip circles, rotating out your pelvis, or some rib rotation like you were tracing the inside of a barrel. Feel free to find that as well. Again, just listening to that heart, listening to your intuition, your inner guide, exploring what might feel nice in your body. And from here, we're just going to sit back onto our heels. You can tuck your toes or keep them flat, whichever feels best in your feet. And we're going to interlace fingers behind our head like we were about to do some crunches. And then instead, let your head drop back into the heels of your hands like a hammock. Elbows spread wide, shoulders pull down and away so sternum can lift up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, curl elbows in towards your thighs. Tuck your chin into your chest like a turtle. Inhale, take it up and out. Exhale, curl it in. So like we're doing a seated cat-cow or just an upper spine cat-cow. Take one more like this. And then stack yourself back up nice and easy. See if you can zip up your belly and give yourself a big breath in, and on your exhale, tip all the way to the right. Inhale, come back through the middle. Exhale, tip it over to the left. And find that tick-tock right and left on your own. Inhale through the center. Exhale to one side. Inhale through the center. Exhale across the other way. Give yourself 2 more rounds, just like this. Really firing up side body, obliques, feeling a little bit of space through your intercostals, through your armpits. When you are complete, we'll come on back to center, stacking shoulders over hips. Bring your palms all the way to the ceiling. Keep fingers interlaced. Soften shoulders out of your ears and create a little bend in your elbows before drawing a big circle on the ceiling with your palms. Imagine your arms almost orbiting your head, creating lots of space, lots of movement. When you're ready, switch directions. Take that rotation the other way. Give it one more breath here. And come on back through the middle. Release those arms, stretch high to the sky, and then let them flutter down by your sides like angel wings. Pull forward back through your tabletop, back through your hands and knees. And then tuck your toes, send your hips high to the sky in downward facing dog. Wag your tailbone just a little bit. Lift and lower your hips just a little bit. Spread your toes, spread your fingers, maybe shrug your shoulders. Shake your head yes and no. Take whatever it is that feels good here. Think about softening your knees, bringing your ribs a little closer to your thighs. And give your ears lots of space, like your head were the center of a bell and it could ding-a-ling around in all directions. From here, take your weight forward, high plank or push-up. And then on or off our knees, we're gonna lower down to our bellies. Set yourself up into a Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, forearms long. Fingers spread wide on the mat and our heart puffs up and proud through our forearms. Grip down with your fingertips like you're climbing a mountain and use your inhale just to lift your elbows up off the earth. Take a big breath in, exhale, tap those elbows back down. Couple more of these. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Let's give it 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Elbows firmly on the earth. We're going to take our left arm across our body like a handlebar. Send your right toes to the ceiling. Take that right hand, reach back, maybe catch your ankle and hug that heel into your booty. The closer that heel gets to our glute, the deeper that stretch is going to be in our quad. But even within that, try to make sure we're not collapsing into our supporting shoulder. We're nice and strong and lifted across our heart always. Take one more breath. And release this side, move back through your Sphinx. And we'll head the other way, right arm across us like a handlebar. Left hand reaches back, catches those ankles. Toes hug into our tails. Hearts are proud. Feel the strength in your upper body and the stretch in your lower body for one more breath. And then unwind, come back through the middle. Walk your palms back in line with your belly button and use your inhale breath to push into the earth, rising high into your cobra. Your cobra might still have a generous bend in your elbows, or it might even turn into an upward facing dog, pressing shoelaces into the earth so kneecaps lift. Wherever you land, give it one more inhale, and then exhale, send your hip creases up and back into down dog. Take a rounded breath like this. Bring your big toes to touch behind you and let your right heel find the ceiling. 3-legged dog. Think about dialing your pinky toe down to 0, softening through your supporting left knee, firming up through 2 hands. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, bring these right toes all the way up between your thumbs. Give it some little help if you need. Back knee is going to find the earth, low lunge, and we're going to walk our palms up to our front thigh. Fingertips are going to reach tall to the ceiling, palms point straight ahead, and on your exhale breath, make a cactus with your arms, elbows wide. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, take that cactus. This time, maybe there's a baby back bend. Chin lifts to the ceiling. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, back to that cactus back bend. Take that twice more on your own. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, open and tip back. Last one, inhale and exhale. Inhale, stretch it back up, and exhale, we'll take a twist. Left palm's either gonna find the mat or find a block. Right fingertips high to the sky, belly button's gonna turn towards your inner thigh. Create lots of space, lots of distance between shoulders, between hands. From here, we're gonna see if we can maintain this twist, this space in our upper body, while we tuck our back toes and lift our back kneecap, finding a high runner's lunge. One round of breath right here. Squeeze inner thighs together, use all the strength of your belly to rise up into crescent lunge. Back knee is lifted, back heel is high. We've got wrists over shoulders, over hips. Try to pull your ribs into that same straight line. Good. From here, let your right hand loop your left wrist. Pull yourself over to the right, the same direction as your front knee. Inhale, bring it back through the middle. We're going to come back into a twist. Maybe it's an airplane arm again, left palm down, right palm high, or maybe it's a prayer twist. Thumbs at heart center, left elbow comes across your body. Take another breath here. Now again, we're going to see if we can maintain this twist while our lower knee travels back to our back knee, lowers back down to the mat into your low lunge. Inhale, unwind, fingertips high to the sky, back knee on the earth, and then left hand's going to find left back pocket. Right arm's going to reach up, 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 and we're going to tip back into that supported heart opener. Create space between pinky finger and armpit, space between ribs and hips. And then let this top arm cartwheel you all the way around. Two hands find the earth, or two hands find two blocks. And we're just going to shift our hips backwards, straightening that front leg. Flex your toes a little closer to your collarbones. Pull your pockets a little closer to the wall behind you. Maybe tick-tock your toes right and left if that feels good. Inhale, bring it forward through your low lunge. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift that back knee up off the earth. We're going to travel to the top edge of our mat and land in our fold. Inhale, lifts us up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, grows tall to the ceiling. Reach for the sun. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. Good. Inhale, take it out and overhead again. Exhale, dive it down to your toes. Inhale, halfway lengthen, strong belly, long neck. Exhale, reach it down to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise and grow all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. One more just like that. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, lengthen, strong belly, flat spine. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise, find the sun. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. Good, adding on. Inhale's gonna take us out and overhead. Exhale, forward fold down to our toes. Inhale, lengthen, halfway, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, walk it back to your downward facing dog. Inhale brings us forward, plank or push up, and exhale on or off our knees. We're gonna lower down to our bellies. Scoot your palms back an inch or two. Find your cobra, however high you like it. And exhale, bring it back, downward facing dog. Take just that again. Inhale forward through plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart any amount. Exhale, lift those hips high to the sky. Big toes are going to touch behind us so that left heel can sweep to the ceiling. Three-legged dog. Create lots of space. Flex your foot, dial your pinky toe down. Give yourself a big breath in, and then on your exhale, bring these left toes all the way up between your thumbs. Give it some help if we need. Back knee finds the earth, back toes untuck, and our palms walk up to our front thigh. When you're ready, fingertips sweep for the ceiling. This time, interlace your fingers. Take a Charlie's Angels gun to the ceiling. See if you can soften shoulders out of your ears. Lift with your ribs and take a little tip back into that back bend. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, release that bind. Sweep your weight forward and hinge your arms back behind you like you were shooting like a rocket. Inhale, come back up. Maybe interlace those fingers. Tip into your back bend. Exhale, take that rocket launch. On the diagonal with your upper body. Good. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, rocket launch forward. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale brings us back tall, wrists over shoulders, and then exhale, find your twist. Right palm on the earth, left fingertips high to the sky. Belly button rotates to inner thigh. Maybe you peel your belly button up off your leg. Maybe we look up at our top thumb if we trust our balance, down at our bottom thumb if we need a little more stability. And then see if you can maintain this twist with your upper body as you tuck your back toe and lift your back knee into that high crescent lunge. Feel fire between your inner thighs. Feel strength in your toes. And use all of that power on your inhale breath to rise up, 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 up into crescent lunge. Think about gently dragging your pubic bone forward, your front kneecap forward. Good. Left hand's gonna loop right wrist, pull yourself over to the left. Find that big side body. Bring yourself back through the middle and we're gonna come into our twist. Maybe it's airplane arms, right hand down. Maybe it's prayer hands, right elbow across. Notice how you can create more stability, more power. And then through that power, is there a little more freedom? Take one inhale and then maintain your twist as we exhale, lower your back knee down to the earth, low lunge. Inhale, pull yourself through the middle, wrists over shoulders. Right hand's gonna find right back pocket. Left fingertip gets pulled up and back. So you're catching yourself in this back bend, which you might feel like a hindrance, but is actually giving you a little more support, a little more stability to come further. Let your top hand cartwheel you through, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, step forward on your mat, and land in your fold. Inhale, lifts us up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, come all the way up, reach for the sky. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. Take that again, inhale out and overhead. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, lengthen, strong belly, flat back. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise tall, reach for the sky. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. Good. Inhale is gonna sit us into our chair. So weight in your heels, toes can wiggle. Hearts are proud. Arms are starting to point on the diagonal, right about where the wall meets the ceiling. And then give yourself an inhale. See if your thumbs can come up and back just a little bit. Exhale, we're gonna dive and sweep. Bring those fingertips low back and then up like they were gonna wrap all the way around like propellers. Inhale, come back into your chair, hearts proud. Exhale, dive and sweep. Inhale, sit in that chair. Exhale, dive and sweep. Take that over a couple more times, this really active, really big range of motion bow that we've got going on. Start to feel your breath intensify. Start to feel your heart rate intensify. Give it 2 more. And then the next time you sit in that chair, hold it there. Bring your arms straight ahead and then flip your palms to the ceiling like you were gonna hand someone a stack of pillows. And see if you can drop your tailbone any amount further. Take another big inhale and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift it up halfway, flat back. Exhale, come to fingertip, let your right toes find the back edge of your mat. Swivel that right heel down to the earth and spiral open, warrior 2. Front knee is bent, back leg is long. Press into the pinky toe side of your feet and pull apart with your wrists. And from here, we're gonna take a Gomukhasana arm. So our left hand is gonna find our shirt tag. Our right hand might find that top elbow, or it might come down and around and meet your fingertips behind you. Once you have your arms settled, notice if you forgot your legs. See if you can find that warrior 2 again. And then we're gonna add a little reverse warrior with this Gomukhasana bind. So imagine your top elbow is carving a line across the ceiling all the way to the wall behind you. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Stack shoulders over hips, unwind those arms wide like a T. And then coming into an eagle arm, our back right arm is gonna swivel forward. Stack on top of left elbow, give yourself a little hug. Or maybe wrap it all the way through for eagle arm. Shoulders out of your ears. Elbows parallel with the earth if that feels good. And find your breath at the back of your heart. Some say that our back body represents our subconscious. So through yoga, when we find that proprioceptive awareness of the parts of ourselves we cannot see, we're practicing finding an awareness and an understanding of our subconscious as well. Take another breath here. Inhale, unwind back through warrior 2. Exhale, cartwheel your arms around, frame your front foot, swivel onto the ball of your back foot so we're high like a runner, and then come into that airplane twist again, right palm down, left fingertips high. Now, I'm gonna give you an option for a fancy transition. We're gonna find our way into a side plank. You can either root down through that right hand and step your left leg straight back, or you can set your left hand down, step back into plank, swivel your weight onto the right. Give it 1 more breath, whatever option you picked for yourself. And then exhale, move through the center of your plank and just find side plank on the other side. Weight in your left, right arm high. Big breath in. Exhale, come back through the middle, lower down to your belly. This time, shoot your fingertips back towards your toes. Lift your heart up off the mat. Find that rocket ship sensation again. And if you want a little more, add knees and toes into the mix as well for locust. If this feels good and we still want some more, interlace fingers behind you. Try to drag your knuckles to your heels. 1 big inhale. Exhale, set your toes down, set your hands down. Inhale, find your cobra. Exhale, bring it back to a child's pose, hips to heels. Give yourself 3 rounds of breath in that child's pose. Maybe rock your head no on the mat, like you could erase any little wrinkles on your forehead. On your next inhale, we're gonna sit back up on our heels like we did earlier. So shoulders over hips over heels. Your toes can be tucked or pointed, whatever feels good. We're gonna take a camel variation here. So we're gonna bring our hands behind us. Fingertips point towards your toes. Spread your palms wide on the mat and push the earth away. Lift your heart up, 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 up to the ceiling. There's gonna be a nice curve in your lumbar spine. And see if you can create lots of space between shoulders and ears. You can stay just like this. If you want a little more strength here, root down through your shins, lift your belly button up off your heels, try to bring your pubic bone to the ceiling. Give it 3, 2, 1. Tap your tissue back on your feet. Rise up through your seat, peeling palms up off the mat. Give them a little shake if they need it. And then bring your hands right in front of you through tabletop. Tuck your toes, come back to your down dog. Big toes touch behind you. Look towards your thumbs, travel to the top edge of your mat, and land in your fold. Inhale is gonna lift us up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the ceiling. Exhale, thumbs to your heart. Good. Again, interlace your fingers behind you. Try to stretch your knuckles down towards the mat behind you. And then just let your right ear drop to right shoulder. If you want a little more sensation, scoop your fists over to your right hip. Notice that long side stretch from your jaw to your shoulder, maybe even down into your bicep. Inhale, bring it back through the middle. Exhale, head the other way. Left ear to left shoulder. Maybe your hands come to the party, scooping across to that hip. Maybe take a moment, become aware of what you can hear, what you can feel, what you can see, taste and smell. And then come on back through the center. Release those arms, sweep them high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold down to your toes. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, come to fingertip. This time, left toes, find the back edge of your mat. Swivel that heel down, spiral open, warrior 2. Feel inner thighs dragging into center and let the strength of your inner thighs pulling into your midline create a little more height through your torso, a little more length through your spine. We're gonna come to that Gomukhasana arm. So right hand's gonna find your shirt tag. Left hand's gonna find your elbow or reach down and around for your fingertips. Get yourself settled however you need in your upper body and then remember your lower body. And then add that reverse warrior, carving a line with our elbow up and across the ceiling. Actively press your right kneecap to the wall behind you. Actively open up your right armpit to the ceiling. And then bring yourself back to warrior 2. Unwind those arms, stretch them long like Stretch Armstrong. Coming through that eagle arm back, left hand swoops around, stacks on top. Maybe give yourself a hug or wrap it through. Find your breath at the back of your heart. Begin to tap in to that proprioception, to that subconscious mind, or maybe just taking a moment to listen to your heart, listening to it beat, listening to it speak. What's it telling you right here? Let your next inhale breath allow you to unwind. And then exhale, cartwheel through, frame that front foot, swivel on the ball of your back foot, and find your twist. Left palm down, right palm high. Again, we're gonna take that transition into side plank. So maybe it's a single shot, right foot just steps back. Or maybe it's got a couple steps moving through the middle, and then over into left hand. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, find the center of your plank. Inhale, take your other side. Big breath in. Exhale, come through the center of your plank, lower down to your belly. Find that locust pose again, like a rocket ship. Fingertips shoot back. Knees might lift. Heart is proud and puffed. You can hang out just like this. This is plenty. If you want to try your hand at a bow pose, maybe bend your knees, see if you can catch your ankles, just like we did in Sphinx. Maybe we land here, or maybe we flex our feet and kick our feet hard into our hands, tightening that bow. Good. So legs have the strength here, arms have the stretch here, the reverse of earlier. Balance on that space between hips and ribs for 2 more breaths. Slowly lower down, release your hands. Find palms at your sides. Use your inhale, push through cobra. Exhale, take it back to a child's pose. Maybe palms flip to the ceiling. Maybe hands walk back by our feet. Maybe they make a little prayer and shark fin over your head. One more breath right here. Inhale, we're gonna sit back up on our heels one more time. And we're gonna try our hand at a camel again. So if you loved that camel variation we've already done, where you start with your booty down and then pick up, you're welcome to take that. If you'd like, you might rise up, shoulders over hips, over knees, tuck your toes behind you. If you have blocks and if you want blocks, maybe set them up just outside your pinky toes. And we're gonna start really thinking about our front body. So saying if our front body represents that conscious mind, everything's traveling upward. We're lifting our kneecap, we're lifting our belly button, we're lifting our sternum, we're lifting our ears. And our back body, that subconscious mind, is traveling downward. So shoulder blades down, tailbone down, root into your shins. Can you inhale, sweep your fingertips high to the sky, and then exhale, start to tip it back and let one hand reach back. Maybe it finds a block or maybe it finds your heel. Just hold it, this half camel, one-sided for one breath. Use all the strength you can muster on your inhale breath, rise back up, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, takes your other side, opposite hand, reaches for block or reaches for heel. Think about 2 armpits facing to the ceiling, thinking about your long lifted arm moving past your ear. One more time, inhale through the middle. Exhale, untuck your toes, sit down, take a couple shoulder rolls. Maybe shake out your wrists. We're gonna find that camel again, and it's gonna be your choice. You can either take that alternating action, right and left, one arm at a time, maybe moving with your breath for a little more heat, a little more strength, a little more balance challenge. Or if you like, you can come into the 2-handed static variation, really diving into the depths of the posture or the hold of the posture. So when you're ready, shoulders over hips, over knees. Maybe toes tuck, maybe they point. Front body pulls upward, back body pulls downward, and our inhale sweeps us up. Exhale, start to find your back bend. Maybe it's one-handed, maybe it's 2-handed. Each hand catches a blocker, catches our heels. From here, just like when we did that seated variation, can you try to pull your belt buckle forward and then try to shine your heart up to the ceiling? Our chin can stay tucked to our chest, or it might start to lengthen to where the wall meets the ceiling. We're gonna give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use all the strength of your belly, rise up, 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 and sit back down. Hands might find your lap. Maybe take a couple cat-cows, just nice and seated right here. Good, good, good. From here, we're going to travel through a tabletop just for a moment. Kick 2 feet off to the right. And then have a seat with your ankles kind of crossed like you were in a Jane Austen novel having a picnic. Inhale breath is going to sweep us tall. Exhale breath, twist over that left shoulder away from your toes to start. Someone was making unkind advances to you at the picnic. You have to turn your nose to them. Inhale, bring it back through the middle, reach it high. And then exhale, twist the other way towards your toes. Maybe there's a secret to be told. Can you soften those shoulders, draw up with your ears. Make sure you can swallow, make sure you can breathe. And bring yourself back through the middle. Plant your palms in front of you, just enough to kick your toes to the left. And find that same kind of picnic seat on this side. Inhale sweeps us up. First, we turn away towards the right, away from our toes. How tall can our spine be? How proud can our heart be? How elegant can our neck be? Inhale through the middle, reach it up, up, up. And then exhale, reverse. Release the creases between your brow. Any tension behind your ears. And unwind back to center. And we'll just start to make our way down to our spines. Once you arrive, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock right and left. Maybe draw little circles on the ceiling. Maybe draw little butterflies on the ceiling. We're going to come into a reclined pigeon. So soles of the feet on the earth. Right ankle is going to cross left thigh and then open wide to make a triangle. You might thread the needle, interlacing fingers behind your left thigh. If you had to lift up off the earth with head, neck, and shoulders to do that, maybe take a block under your head like a pillow or an actual pillow since we're at home. Breathe into that right back pocket. And you feel softness in your belly, softness in your throat, softness in your jaw. Maybe return to your senses, noticing what you feel. How does it feel to have your hands touch your thigh or your ankle touch your thigh? Noticing what you hear, your own breath, my voice, life happening all around us. Notice what you see, eyes open or closed. When you're ready, we'll release this side, relax your arms, unwind your legs. And take the opposite, left ankle over right knee. Open wide for the triangle, maybe thread the needle. Interlace fingers behind that right thigh. It might feel good to offer a little flex to your left toes. Maybe we return to listening to our heart, noticing the tempo of its beat starting to slow. Maybe the intensity of its beat starting to slow. Perhaps you found a few more questions or a few more answers. From here, we'll release hands and legs, unwind. We'll take something like a dead bug pose, so fingers and toes to the ceiling. Maybe find a little circle at your wrists, a little point and flex, or spread and scrunch. You might pedal your bicycle on the ceiling if that feels good. See if you can pedal with your hands like a circus performer. Maybe we could even ride backwards. And then we'll hug our knees into our chest, give ourselves a big old squeeze. Whisper a quick I love you, a quick thank you, and then crack like an egg onto your mat into Shavasana. If there's any props you'd like to support you under your knees, under your head, under your elbows or your tailbone, feel free to find that for yourself, giving yourself permission to get really snuggly, really at ease. Notice the rise and fall of your belly. Notice the little quiver of your throat. Notice the weight of yourself. And we'll take another little sound awareness meditation. This time trying to find the sound that is furthest away from you first. What can you hear outside of your space, outside of your home? And then start to draw your awareness inward. Something medium distance. Maybe the sound of your refrigerator, the sound of your fan, a shower running, music playing, or a TV in another room. Pull it in again, the sounds in your own space. Maybe my voice, maybe a cat purring, a dog chewing. Pull it in again to the closest thing to you. The rustling of your clothes as you breathe, the sound of your breath in your ears, the rhythm of your heartbeat in your temples and your throat. Can your creative mind amplify that sound for yourself? As though you could turn up the volume on the rhythm of your own heart. The timbre of your own breath. And the song of your own thoughts and feelings. Again, you are welcome to stay in this space and stay in this shape. To stay in this moment as you've created it for as long or as little as you need. We're not in any hurry. And when you start to feel ready to move again, you might deepen your inhale. Consciously slow your exhale. You might swallow once or twice. Maybe run your tongue along your teeth. And when you feel the desire, you can start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Find a little activation, a little energy in our limbs. Maybe arms begin to reach overhead to the wall behind you. Letting your inhale breath create length and space. And maybe the following exhale pulls knees into your chest for a hug, for a little love, for a little connection, a little touch. Moving kindly, you can roll to one side, finding a fetal position or a resting posture. And allow yourself a couple blinks, a couple breaths. Allow yourself a moment of gratitude for this practice and for this space. And then moving gently, moving kindly, moving like you love your body. We'll rise to a seat, however you're comfy. And once you arrive, just place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Maybe eyes stay closed. Can you feel the physical connection of your hands touching your torso? Can you hear the sound of my voice and the sound of your breath? Can you see the light penetrating even through closed eyes? And can you tune in so deeply to your own heart? So deeply that maybe you can feel your heart, maybe you can hear your heart, maybe you can visualize your heart. And we'll slowly bring palms to touch, thumbs pressed into your sternum, bow your chin into your chest. Divine light in me loves and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.